cuties, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. Today I am sharing the results of my 75 soft challenge, so stick around. I am so glad you're here today. I'm excited to share my thoughts on my 75 soft challenge, share some results of that challenge, what I observed, how I felt about it, all the things. So I hope you stick around. I did want to start off by saying I made a video when I first started the 75 soft challenge. I broke down all the rules. I kind of just made up a few of my own rules. I use what you can find on the internet. And I also used an app called Tough Habits, which kind of just keeps track for you each day. But I also got some ideas from that. So I kind of just made up my own format. You certainly can do your own format if you're interested, or you can look online and there's a lot of choices as to what you can do for your challenge. So if you're interested, check that out, but also check out my video where I posted all my rules and what I am doing or did. So I'll link that video below and go see that and see how it's all laid out. Okay, so just to get started, the 75 soft challenge is kind of a lighter version of 75 hard, which is, of course, as it says, much harder. But it's really, as far as I understand, more of a habits kind of challenge for yourself to make it really hard, to make it challenging, get into these habits daily, not necessarily for fitness or weight loss, which of course is what I used it for, but even healthy habits. So yeah, that's the basis of it. So let me kind of just recap. The few things that I did, the rules, I continued to eat in a calorie deficit. I worked out at least 30 minutes a day. I read 10 pages of a book. I did start off with Atomic Habits, which I finished. And actually, that's one thing I have to say. I've never finished the book before. I bought it probably a year or two ago. Never got past like the first few chapters, which I really like the book. But for me, it was like a study guide. I took notes. I made highlights in the book. It's really, really good, but I kind of never got past that. So because of this challenge, I had to read 10 pages a day. So I got through the book, which was exciting, and I learned a lot from that book. The second book I read was kind of a book of inspirational quotes for women. And I went through that book again. Someone had given it to me years ago, and I kind of would look at it periodically, kind of scan some of the quotes, and they were really, really nice. But this time I kind of took my time because I had to do the 10 pages. I really read into and tried to understand what the person was saying. And in this book, they actually shared the quote and then gave their kind of opinion of what the quote meant. All very inspirational. So again, I finished the book the first time in years. So that felt good. I learned a little bit from that also. So yeah, that was definitely a big thing that it's motivated. I love to read, so that didn't bother me. I know some people aren't into that, but it was nice to kind of be forced into spending a little more time on the book, really getting to understand what is being said in the book. So that was definitely a big highlight for me. And then also I kept up my meditation every single morning. Now, some of these things, of course, I've been doing already, but it really kind of forced me again to really stick to these things every single day. I also started journaling. That was part of the challenge. I journaled every single day for 75 days. That was interesting. I have always been a journal person. I never set a kind of a time frame where I would do it every single day. Sometimes I'd go through months where I would journal every day. Sometimes I would do it once a week. Sometimes it's kind of whatever. If I was going through something or feeling a certain way, I would journal. So that wasn't a big leap for me, but doing it every single day, there were times where I would say, okay, what am I going to write about? But funny enough, I would just kind of start writing maybe how the weather was, or I'd right? How I started my day or how I slept or something like that. And sure enough, I could fill a page up pretty quickly. So that was a really nice little surprise too. And the other thing I did was take progress photos every day, which I wasn't thrilled about because I knew, as far as my body showing differences throughout the weeks and the month, I guess it was like, what is it, 2.5 months? I knew it wasn't going to be that drastic. So I was like really hesitant to do that part of it, but it was in the app that I used. And so I did it anyway. I mean, it took, 5 seconds. I usually did it when I would change my clothes for the gym or get ready for the day. I would take a picture that way. So it was never in the same clothes. So it wasn't really in the same poses and things like that. So it wasn't very, I guess, consistent. I did it anyway. I did it every single day. And I thought, okay, it's going to give me a slideshow, this app, a slideshow of kind of the progress. Well, it did not. It gave me the first one that I took and the last one, which I guess makes sense. But because I wasn't in the same clothes, the same pose and all of that, I didn't get much of a visual as far as my body changing. But, it is what it is. I did it. I kept the photo actually just to kind of compare a little. And I see a little bit of change like in my stomach area, but nothing drastic, nothing like what I thought it was going to be, but I did it. A couple of the rules I set for myself was drinking water, which I do anyway, but I really was kind of keeping a little better track on my MyFitnessPal with my water. I could never drink a gallon of water. I think that was in the original challenge or the 75 hard challenge maybe. I could never do that. My body is just, it's never been equipped for that. I love water, but I literally would drink and like pee it out 1 second later. And I know some people say your body gets used to it. I've tried it. When I was on Weight Watchers, they had a formula of what you were supposed to follow. It just never quite worked for me. So I kind of set a goal for myself for each day. And I try to get very close to that goal, if not meet it. That's what I can do for myself. Everyone's different. Some other things that I kind of added to, not really the challenge, but I added to my lifestyle while I was doing this challenge. I may have mentioned this on my channel before, but I'm not a big believer in supplements. It took me forever to even try protein powder. Not because I was afraid of it. I just felt like I should be able to get them in a more natural way, I guess you could say, like meats and cheeses and things. But because I set such a high protein goal, I really had to supplement with something. So I did get some protein powder. Now I only drink it probably twice a week. Probably on a Monday and a Wednesday, or a Monday or a Wednesday or a Friday, like on my workout days after I've worked out. But I change it up. I also drink some pre-made protein shakes, which are pretty good. But it took me forever to even get to that point. So that's new for me because I don't know if I fully believe they're necessary. But here we are. Speaking of supplements, I saw a video by JG Virgin. If any of you watch her, I think I'll try to link the video where I actually was watching it and she talked about creatine and the benefits. That was totally like, I am never going to do that. It's not necessary. But then as time goes on, I'm really trying to gain a lot of muscle. So I know that's important. It's also good for your bones. It has other benefits, but I said, you know what? What the heck? I'll just try it. I can always stop it. Very skeptical still. I'm taking it because I bought it, but we'll see. I don't know if you can really actually notice a difference, but I think you have to be taking it for quite a while. So I'm going to give it some time before I even comment on that. The creatine that I bought also has other vitamins and minerals and things. And I literally just mix the powder with about 10 ounces of water, guzzle it down. Doesn't taste horrible, but it doesn't taste great. So I just get it in and I automatically get my 10 ounces of water. So no big deal. I'll give it a try. The other, I guess you could call it a supplement or a vitamin, but I have a thyroid condition. I have an underactive thyroid that's been controlled by medication for years. I find that my hair is thinning even more now. My eyebrows, kind of the second half of the eyebrows or the end, are so thin, barely any hair there. I kind of have to color them in. And I noticed it's getting a little bit worse the last probably year or so, which of course could be related to diet, but I am not like over restricting food, so I really don't believe that's what it is. I've spoken to my endocrinologist who I go to for my medication, and he really didn't feel like it was my thyroid because on the blood work, the thyroid shows up perfect on this one medication. So I started doing some research of some more natural things I could do. Now, this is no advice to any of you. This is just something I'm trying. I just want to make that very clear. But I started doing some research about some natural things. And I noticed a lot of information about zinc and selenium. I've heard a little bit about it over the years. I didn't know much about it. So I kind of did a deep dive into some medical websites that you could go on. Again, just very skeptical, but I did start taking them. I wanted to see if it made any kind of difference. And at this point in time, I can say, what has it been? I don't know, maybe a month or so I've been taking it. I don't think that's long enough. I can say the only difference I feel like I've noticed, but I don't know if it's related to that, is when I'm in the shower and I've washed my hair, you know, you always find some hair in the drain. For years, I've been finding a lot of hair in the drain. I'm just used to that now. There's no hair in the drain, maybe a couple little strands. So I don't know if that has anything to do with this. I also take collagen, but I've been taking that for years and I never saw a difference. So that may be, you know, kind of a repercussion, I guess, of taking these supplements. I don't know, or maybe my hormones have leveled off since I've lost weight, and I don't know. That's the only observation I've made so far. Whether it has anything to do with the selenium and the zinc, I don't know. I'm also, which I've mentioned, waiting that full hour after I take my thyroid medicine, which you're really supposed to do. But, you know, over the years, I've been taking it a really, really long time. So I kind of slacked. I would take it and maybe within half an hour or 20 minutes, I would eat or drink something. So now I'm waiting the full hour, and I'm at the point where I'm not even drinking water if I don't need to until that, you know, hour is up. But I don't know, maybe all those things combined helped a little with the hair loss. Maybe it's my imagination. I don't think so, because I can literally see it in the drain and there's hardly any there now. And that's been a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So who knows, but I keep taking it. I mean, so far I see no side effects negatively. You know, nothing bothers my stomach. Yeah, the creatine, I have to say though, it does make me burp a little bit, and like I kind of taste it a little bit after that. But once I have my meal and I've gone on with my day, it's fine. So I don't see any drawbacks to taking these things right now. So we'll see. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's talk about the results. Again, like I said, this was a habits challenge. I felt really good about, especially like I said, reading the book and journaling. So that was definitely a positive as far as these habits are concerned. Some of them, like I mentioned, I've done for a while. I am very much a habitual person. I need a schedule, a regimen. I work best when I'm regimented. So it wasn't that much of a stretch. But as far as losing weight and inches and fat and gaining muscle, let's talk about what results I observed. So my weight, I, over the 75 days, lost 5.2 pounds. Not great, not horrible, not, you know, awesome, but I feel good. My weight's been going very slowly, my weight loss, which I've mentioned in several videos. So that's definitely a good thing. I think I must have gained a little bit before I took my starting weight when I weighed in day one, because I don't know, over the 75 days, I did reach 50 pounds. Let's go there. I lost 50 pounds during this challenge, meaning I hit the 50-pound down mark. I know I've mentioned in videos that I'm struggling to even reach 50. So that felt really good. Whether it had anything to do with any of these habits, I can't really say, but it felt good to reach that milestone. I thought I would never reach it, honestly, and I've been working my butt off. Not trying to over restrict, because I know in the long run that's just going to mess everything up, mess up my metabolism. So yeah, I felt good about the 50 pounds. Yes. What really impressed me were my inches. I lost 11 inches over my whole body. Now, for some people that might not seem like a lot, because like I said, it's like 2.5 months that I did this. But I felt really good about that because as I mentioned in the progress pictures, I wasn't really seeing that kind of, oh my gosh, look at that. Because it was so little weight, I guess, but the inches, I felt really good about that. So in my chest, it stayed the same. I lost a lot in the beginning of my journey in my chest area, so I wasn't surprised by that. My arms, which was weird, I lost 2 inches on the right side and 1 in the left arm, whatever. But in my waist, I lost 2.5 inches. For me, that's amazing. And I measure my belly with my hips included, and I lost 2 inches. That's kind of my problem area. So that felt really good to see a difference in that. And then each thigh, I lost 1 inch. I was surprised by that only because I've never seen those numbers go down really. So that was good. And my calves, each calf I lost 1/2 inch, which might not seem like something so incredible, but for me, again, I don't see those inches going down very often. So that felt really good. And then I lost just 1/2 inch around my neck, which is good because, again, much like my chest area, I lost weight in my neck pretty early on in the weight loss journey. So to know that it's getting even a little bit smaller, I'm happy about that. So 11 inches total down. So yeah, I was really happy with this challenge. I just kind of want to sum it up with my opinion about it. I would definitely do this again, probably after the new year. You know, you kind of always start that fresh new year, like you feel inspired. So I will try it again, but I think I will actually make it a little bit harder. I felt like I was kind of doing most of the things like I mentioned already. So it wasn't that much of a stretch. You know, there was a certain amount of discipline to do each thing every day and never miss a day. You know, regardless of how you feel or what's going on in your life. So yeah, I think I would make it a little bit harder. Maybe change up the exercise portion of it because I don't know if it's 75 hard or the 75 soft challenge that I see online, but they talk about doing 2 workouts a day. 1 30-minute workout inside and 1 has to be outside, which I did not do. Because I work out in my home gym, there's no need for me to go outside on those days. But yeah, we'll see. I think I'm going to try it again, like I said, and make it a little bit harder. But my overall impression was very much a positive one, whether they were smaller or a little bit bigger with the weight loss, reaching the 50 pounds. I'm so happy with that, of course. So yeah, I hope maybe this inspires you to try it yourself, your own version. I will put the link if I can, or I'll write out the name of the app. It's free. I don't usually buy apps. It was a free app. I liked it, like I said, because right in the app is where you take the progress pictures. So just keep in mind, it gives you, at the end, you'll get day 1's picture and day 75. So you might want to be aware of what you're wearing day 1 and the last day and kind of use the same outfit or the same type of outfit. I think that would be helpful. Maybe do the same pose, whether it's side or front or back, whatever it is, because there's no slideshow like I was hoping. But yeah, it's been an overall good experience. Let me know in the comments if you actually give this a try. And again, I'll link the video where I share all my rules. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and have a great day.